Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. We are going to do the fourth in these series of progressive advancement through XRP and its story and its perception that I hope helps every viewer at least enhance their paradigm, if not completely adjust it. I want to stress to all those who have stopped by, please like, please subscribe, please share, please help me grow. But I also want to stress to the XRP community who may be attracted to this video simply because of the search engine triggers, is that we don't need to get too full of ourselves, folks, because we represent a very small portion of humanity, a very small portion of the community, a very small portion of those who are investing financially in the crypto markets even. We represent a very small group. And there's a very large group that's coming in behind us, and they need help too. And this video series that I'm doing here is a compilation of prior videos to help people actually know what they're getting into. So if you don't want to do all the talking to your friends, share my videos. But I would surmise that even those of us who are invested, many of us who are invested, do not know a lot of the things that these videos bring out. And as you are fully aware, I do not want to be a part of any echo chambers. And as much as I enjoy the videos like everybody else, I am seeing the XRP community itself gel into an echo chamber. And I'm just not a part of it. I refuse to be a part of it, other than the fact that it's a common goal on a common topic. But I don't really get a whole lot of watching one video and seeing the other next video showing the same clip from that video, saying the same clip for that video with a different spin on it. No, I am a paradigm whisperer. And I am here to address my audience from the outside, hoping to get on the inside and then motivate people to adjust their perspectives and paradigms and at least appreciate how I see things. My videos don't hold back any more than this introduction, and this introduction is longer than I want it to be. So let's get it on.
I'm going to do a video on XRP, folks. A lot of people are new to this scene. The powers that be, the manipulators that control the narrative, are now trying to draw people in. Instead of hiding it from people, they're trying to draw people into the cryptocurrency world. It's not so criminal anymore, not so nefarious anymore, because they're ready. But they've made sure to isolate a particular cryptocurrency, XRP, making it difficult for newcomers to find out how to buy it, while they're making it difficult for old-timers to believe in it and hold on to it. That's the subject of this video.
And so you can see here, folks, that the banks are very involved in having a significant impact on the retail payment systems in the country, but it's not just the country. And we see where Ripple is involved when we go a little bit deeper, and we see that Ripple has been involved in India since since September of 2017. They launched a new Mumbai office to serve India's digital economy. And so Ripple has been there now for going on 4 years, and like they said, they have been committed since day one to provide frictionless global payment services to financial institutions around the world. That world included the new office that they expanded to in Mumbai, India. So this initiative, this Nexus initiative that was recently announced, I think is a very important part of the construct of a new financial system that is going to be very, very, very much using the Ripple on-demand liquidity interledger protocol as a basis, as a framework, as a rail, as the pipelines of the new financial system. So this is news that really shouldn't be taken lightly, and I thought I'd make a video to talk about it because it shows that the adoption for cryptocurrency is happening, and Ripple remains committed to building their presence in the market with significant investment and look forward to expanding their team with this vision, and they are being successful in that vision, the only currency that's meeting with the likes of central banks until now. So really to get a very good view of where I'm coming from on this video and how it plays a role in everything, I'm going to include the cards on other videos that I've done. And hopefully you'll take the time to look at them. I'll add this also to the playlist that involves XRP specifically. And then it all starts to come together, folks, in the mind of how perhaps what's going on is not what they put in front of you. Everyone's focused on the SEC and Jay Clayton and William Hinman and Jeremy Hogan and all these things they put in front of you. And I'm a contrarian-minded individual. When I see the mainstream narrative going in one direction, I don't care where it comes from, and that includes the XRP community. I look under the curtain. And under the curtain of this Nexus announcements, what do I see? I see adoption. I see they're still keeping Ripple a secret. And I'm here to put it out there. It's no secret, folks. You want to be a part of the new infrastructure. You want to position yourself to benefit because you can't stop it. You can't change it, but you can benefit from it. And as long as there's an opportunity for you to get involved, I would say maybe Ripple is a good place to start with XRP. Any other way to invest in the company, we know we may be seeing in a public offering on Ripple coming up soon. And this is actually the prediction portion of the show. And the reason I'm doing this video is to show us how they tell us in advance what's going on, what we can anticipate, what might happen. They pretend like they don't know, but it's all planned. No different when David Schwartz said, they come 2 years later suing you, and we met with you every week, and now you're acting like you didn't know what we were doing. That one. I don't have that one in this video, but let's listen in, and I'll walk you through this. Here we go.
So my prediction, about 1 year ago, I actually was here at the Singapore FinTech Festival, and I got in trouble when I went back to the office because the PR team said I had overstepped by predicting that within a year, I predicted that financial institutions like banks would be using XRP in their payment flows. And that was a year ago that I made that prediction, and I go back to the office and everybody was like, Brad, you're not allowed to say things like that. It turns out I was right.
It turns out I was right. This article, banks that use Ripple. As a matter of fact, it can be said that there's only one bank that uses XRP with the XRapid product, and it is the Euro Exim Bank, a bank based in the United Kingdom. Okay, was this within the year? This does not exclude that during this 2019, there may be other banks that choose to follow the example of Euro Exim Bank. So within a year of that prediction, Mr. Garlinghouse was right.
Which I remind the team of. So now as I look forward a year from now, like what are the things that are hard for us to imagine being true? And not even specific to Ripple or to XRP's community. I think one of the things that will surprise us a year from now is that banks will be custodying digital assets directly.
Oh my goodness, banks will be custodying digital assets directly. It's not quite within that year time frame, but here in July of 2020. Keep in mind, that was the end of 18 that he said that, November. Federally chartered banks and thrifts may custody services for crypto assets. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency today published a letter clarifying national banks and Federal Savings Association's authority to provide cryptocurrency custody service for customers. This article, folks, is a little bit newer. This was September of this year that we're in, this month, actually, that we're in. It is a sign of things to come that are pretty much already here. What else we got, Brad, in your crystal ball?
And I think right now we think about that and think, look, there's no way that's going to happen. They're too conservative. And I think what you're seeing is, two things happening. One is banks are seeing that a lot of money is being made by digital asset exchanges globally. And
check out my prior videos. I do have an XRP playlist. I'm not quite sure which video addresses. I believe it's follow the money means follow the banks, that addresses the banks noticing the money being made and responding accordingly.
And banks are profit motivated. The second, and as we've talked about up here, certainly Ross has made very clear, is regulatory clarity and regulatory frameworks enable banks and financial institutions to lean into these markets. And I think we will surprise ourselves by this time. By the way, I'll also predict that it will be banks in the ASEAN markets where there is this regulatory clarity and there is a lot of progressive forward thinking. They'll be the first to actually allow for crypto assets custody in their accounts.
Brad, how are you so good at what you do? Ripple partners with Bhutan to launch a CBDC, a central bank digital currency, September 23rd. Notice that flag? And earlier in my intro, you remember I said that it seems like they have some kind of code where they have to tell us about the arrangements that they're going to do. And so they do tell us way in advance, March 2020, of what they're going to do, June 2021. It's weird, but it's true. And Bhutan, partners with Bhutan, is most certainly an ASEAN country. I'm going to show a portion of it here and there, and then I'm going to show you how those who have been subscribed to DK will talk about it. Kind of got a heads up. And I'm hoping going forward that we will continue to have heads ups. And I'll try to put a little tidbit at the end of this video that I think is a heads up. At least one of them. Let's get into this.
Whether you're a financial professional, an overseas worker, an entrepreneur, or a developer, you will find it faster, easier, more transparent, and more affordable to send, receive.
Wow. Let's stop there for a moment. Did you see how that man just sent money to his family? What's in her hand? It was pretty much instantaneous. Well, check this out.
Well, I'm glad you joined me for this discussion on your phone will be your wallet. And the reason I'm sharing this with folks is because I want to help us all be prepared for this. Some of us are going about our daily lives not realizing just how far along we are in transforming from being a cash-based, debit card-based to a cashless society where your phone will be your wallet. So let's talk about it. And the best way I think that we can start talking about it is we're going to let the European Central Bank talk to us about it. So let's listen in here.
However, as that Ripple commercial showed us, we are there, folks. And I think the best benefit from DK will talk about it, and the things that I say and the videos I make, you gotta get a foundation. And that foundation is a base of knowledge, an accepted perspective and paradigm about where the financial community is heading. Let's continue, because see, now mainstream's putting it out there for you. And it's not quite too late, but it might be too late if we don't start getting it. Let's check it out some more.
And manage digital value. Our world is in the midst of a profound transformation. We want that transformation to work for everyone. Here at Ripple, we're building financial solutions that are faster, more transparent, more sustainable, and more efficient. What took days will now take seconds. What was costly will now be more economical. Call it the Internet of Value. It's blockchain technology solutions that will help put trillions in trapped capital back to work.
Put trillions of trapped capital back to work. Everyone benefits from it. Your phone will be your wallet, but there's more. And I hope that you are enticed to go watch that video and get a little bit more insight onto what things are going on. Because if we dig a little bit further along, we'll see here there's mention of IOTA. And look at this, IOTA Foundation to support each EU blockchain initiative, September of this year. So IOTA looks like it was a pretty safe bet. We've already seen over here where Algo would be the first cohort of tokens to be integrated on the Flare network. That's a beautiful thing, is it not? And over here, we have an advertisement that's getting in the way. And how do I move it? Anyway, move it up. Singapore. You can see there, XDC Network launches SDKs to provide iOS, Android, and Java developers easy access. And so we got a lot of things going on here, folks. Here we got another one. DeFi-enabled enterprise-grade hybrid blockchain XDC network gains compliance September 28th. So we see a lot of things are going on, folks, in support of what was said earlier in regards to safe places to put our money. And right now, I don't really trust Binance US, but if they make some changes, I mean, maybe I'll go that route again. Okay, if they make some changes, maybe I will go that route. I haven't yet, but was that timely information? Well, if we look into this, we can see here that there was a story released that Binance US was under scrutiny over possible insider trading and market manipulation. That was September of this year. And it wasn't alone, because here in same September, Binance US reviewed 2021 low fees, but investors should take a pass. So were our viewers getting a bit of a head start or a heads up, so to speak? Yes. But there's more to this heads up, and I'm going to show it to you here. I see other providers are showing it as well, other YouTubers. But I'm not here to do the technical analysis and to give you any projected prices of coins or fundamental sometimes, yes, but no, I'm here to help you see beyond the rhetoric, beyond the narrative, beyond the spin, beyond the smoke and the mirrors. Again, from Ripple News, I'll have the links at the description part of the video. It says here from an article that was October 16, 2020, that at least 5 banks in Russia are interested in testing the country's central bank digital currency. That was in October of 2020. And folks, more than a year has gone by since then. And we can see here they were considering pilots of their central bank digital currency, known as the digital ruble, in the first half of next year. Now, the first half of next year from when this article was done, which was 2020, would be 2021, the first half of 2021. And so here's something to recall or remember or consider when reading these news articles. By the time they release news to us, it has been preened and propped and pruned and fixed and fashioned so as to relay a message that they want the masses to have. But the meat of the matter has already taken place, and now it's all part of what I call the show. So Russia turned to blockchain way before anyone could attack their economy through sanctions with SWIFT. But as I said, I believe that's all just a show, folks. And I'm going to explain why I think that's all just a show. Here on this article here, and you'll notice it says South China Morning Post on MSN. Isn't that interesting? But it says here the title of the article is Bit by Bit, Central Bank Digital Currencies, CBDCs, like China's, will eat into US dollar hegemony. Okay. Do we really think the US is going to let the dollar go down without a fight?
This article went on to say that with the advent of central bank digital currencies, a development in which China is playing a pioneering role, which includes Russia's plan to introduce a digital ruble, there may be wider international use of the currencies of other major powers, thereby undermining dollar hegemony. Digital currencies could erode the exorbitant privilege which the U.S. enjoys from the dollar, being the world's main reserve currency, and thus also reduce its power to print money, accumulate national debt, and run up trade deficits. As International Monetary Fund Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva put it recently, the history of money is entering a new chapter. And folks, we have that new chapter if you own XRP. Because the U.S. is not going to be tricked into losing any type of battle and willingly give up their hegemony of the U.S. dollar. And I have this in front of you because I think this might be one of the outcomes. So it becomes a matter of national security now because the war has begun. And so once it becomes a matter of national security, we can find ourselves with an executive order that we're talking about for gold. It was signed in April 1933 by U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, forbidding the hoarding of gold. Aren't we hoarding our XRP? Gold bullion and gold certificates within the continental U.S. Aren't we the only country isolated from XRP more so than others with this SEC lawsuit? The executive order was made under the authority of the Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917, as amended by the Emergency Banking Act in March of 1933. I hope you can make the parallels on your own, but I'm going to try to talk about them just a little bit because this is DK Will. Talk about it. Isn't XRP much like gold if now Russia is using the on-demand liquidity and the interledger protocol to go around the US dollar? Fortunately, doesn't the US have the company that runs that inside its continental borders? And so, if you'll recall from my videos, if you let everyone willingly take it on and Russia pretend to be the enemy while the ball's in the other court, so that there is an excuse for them to declare that it's systemically important. And now that it's systemically important, they can issue an executive order, and that executive order is you got to sell it. They've already made it so that you can't buy it. So now you have to sell it. And guess what? We're going to tell you how much it's worth. So we should appreciate those people like that capital group that put in the offer for tens of thousands of dollars, basically telling the government, don't try to snowball us. But I can see, folks, that in this world war that we're in, World War III, I can see the United States government declaring XRP systemically important as a matter of national security. And so consequently, there is an executive order. And that executive order is you have to sell that XRP. You have to get it off of those Ledger Nano S's. You have to give it up. Because Russia is threatening the hegemony of the US dollar, which is the world reserve currency. So we got an atom bomb that we're going to drop on them, and that atom bomb is XRP, and they took it on willingly. And when they took it on willingly, it was so great because we didn't even have to fight. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. I hope I've sparked all kinds of thinking. And I've talked about it.
And I'm not done. I'm going to have to talk about it some more. But it's coming along. I hope it's making you think. I hope it's making you go back. I hope it's making you like. And I hope it's making you subscribe. If anything, just click on the like button. It ain't gonna hurt you. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Come on back for more. Go back and get what you missed. And have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.